Yeah, it's getting to the point now where this stuff with the Proud Boys and the white supremacists and all the rest of them, it's gotten totally out of hand. And if there's anything that would make one cynical about Joe Biden's chances to be elected in November, it's the activities of Trump's base, one of his segments of his base, doing things like this. And this is one thing you never do, is even think about attacking or doing any harm to public officials. This thing is just unbelievable. It's not really surprising, but the thing that needs to be asked is whether this is going to be taken seriously enough as a terrorist act, because that's what this is. And anyway, it concerned Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, and she said Thursday that attacks lobbied at her by President Trump's re-election campaign after authorities announced they foiled a plot to kidnap her tells you everything you need to know about the difference between the president and Joe Biden. And yeah, and Trump was egging this crap on. He was egging it on. All the time he's been egging it on. And it's not just Trump, it's also all these weirdos who are regularly profiled on the YouTube channel Right Wing Watch, and that's connected with the People for the American Way, which was first... shut up, dog! Sorry about that. She just barks over nothing. People for the American Way, which was founded by Norman Lear, who's close to 100 years old now. I think he's 98 or something. Anyway, that's where you see these people who are profiled regularly. They're usually religious rightists, but there are also other types that are regularly excerpted in their short videos. But these people constantly push the envelope as to what is considered freedom of speech in the United States. And there is no freedom of speech when you go around and you start talking civil war, and you start talking about overthrowing the government, and you start hinting about harming public officials. No, there is not absolute freedom of speech. But this is one of the examples of what has happened when these people are not investigated. These people and it's not just Facebook. Facebook is a big one, but YouTube is a huge one. And here's the complaint. I'll put a link to this about this criminal complaint against Governor Whitmer. So they found 13 people were involved in this plot, and it says here in this is an article from today, that she had to be moved around for safety due to alleged kidnapping plot. So they knew about this for quite some time. Anyway, investigators said the alleged plot was supposed to be set in motion in the days leading up to the election. A group of suspected militia members, including 2 people who were part of an armed protest against Whitmer's coronavirus safety measures at the state capitol in April, allegedly planned to kidnap Whitmer at her vacation home. At one point, officials say one of the suspects wanted to recruit 200 men to help storm the Michigan Capitol and take hostages, including Whitmer. Now, this is terrorism. This is not freedom of assembly. This is not about freedom at all. These people are racist, sexist, fascists, and they're terrorists. And they need to be dealt accordingly. Hopefully they will be. Hopefully these people will be locked up. Like over at Florence ADX, where they have to go there with the likes of Ted Kaczynski and that one guy that was involved in 9/11. I can't think of his name right off the bat. And other terrorists. That's where these guys belong. But the problem is, there's a few of these guys that were arrested. But you know there were hundreds, if not thousands of others that probably have similar ideas. That they're going to make enough of a ruckus during the election to really try to stir up stuff. And that can't be allowed. And of course, Trump has gotten more and more deteriorating. He's gotten more and more off his rocker. He even talked the other day, tweeted, I think it was, about Attorney General Barr should investigate or indict. I think he said indict Joe Biden. Also, look at possibly, I think it was arresting Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. It was just a bunch of crazy talk is what it was. But all this does, this crazy talk, and we know he's out of his head, but all it does is it takes these people that follow him, his cultists, and they take this stuff as gospel truth, and they're creating a lot of damn trouble. So that's the only thing that I worry about in this election, is these followers. That they just, they're as deep, off the deep end as Trump, and they're even more hate-filled.